Let's talk about one employee that I had named Locke. And Locke's special, man. Locke's super special. He probably had one of the biggest transformation under my wing. So seeing where he came from to where he's at right now, I'm super impressed. So before Locke started with Alpha B Group, he actually was an auditor for like 1 or 2 years. So he's a CPA, worked as an auditor, and he didn't like the auditing world whatsoever. So he moved over to taxes, and his first tax job was with H&R Block. And he was there for, I don't know, I think 9 months or so, but very new to individual taxes. So, I had the job posting, he applied to it, and I saw he was working at H&R Block, but very little experience. And normally I look more for experience because I don't have the time to train back then. But there was something about him when I knew he didn't have that much experience, but I still wanted to hire him. And there were two questions that I asked him that really stuck out to me is that, when he's talking to clients at H&R Block, what happens if he gives the wrong answer? And the emotions that he shared with me was that he hated it. He really hated it. Like internally, he was just boiling inside when he would give a wrong answer. And this showed me something. This showed me that, hey, he hates doing it wrong, but he just needs a little guidance on what is considered right. And the other thing was that he couldn't do anything about it. If he gave the wrong answer, he gave the wrong answer. There was really no one to really walk him through what had happened and go through the details of what the right answer is. He just had to pretty much sit with it. And another interview question was, hey, what is H&R Block doing to help you grow? He paused, definitely had to think about it. And he said they weren't doing anything for him. He was just kind of stuck in this position where he was just answering random phone calls, cleaning up the office. And when it came to training, they just said, watch these training videos that H&R Block made. So he pretty much said, yeah, there is no type of mentorship. And he was having a hard time seeing if there was a path moving forward within H&R Block. And hearing what he was talking about, his experience or his inexperience with taxes, I mean, maybe other firms might have passed on it, but I saw something in him. I saw that he was hungry. He wanted to prove himself, and he definitely wanted a change, and he wanted to accept that change. So I hired him. And his first few weeks were just normal, learning the new software, learning our system, getting to know everyone at the office. Then I threw him into the fire. I really tested him out. I pretty much just said, hey, there's a client meeting happening in about 2 hours. You're going to run that client meeting. I'm not going to be a part of it. I just need you to talk to the client, answer any questions that he might have. And he definitely pushed back. He was like, hey, I don't think I'm ready. Just really taken aback. He was feeling the anxiety that came with taking on this client meeting. And he really was like, I don't know if I could do it. And instead of me saying, fine, I'll just take it on, I said, no, you're going to still do it. And don't worry, I'm going to support you the whole way. I'm not going to be there in the meeting, but we'll talk about it afterwards. And trust me that this is going to be good for you. Well, the meeting definitely wasn't perfect, but wasn't bad. Definitely some room to improve upon. And this is what we did, where we would constantly have him attend the meetings and he would lead it. And afterwards, we would break it down. We would rate the meetings from 1 to 5. What went well? What didn't go well? What could have been improved upon? And we constantly did this over and over again with each of his meetings. And to a point where he was able to self-evaluate himself later on the meeting himself. So he was rating himself on after each meeting. So he didn't really need me to rate it anymore. But he knew exactly, what could have gone better. And he was self-reflecting after each meeting. And this is the turning point, right? This is what made him get better after every single meeting. And I put so much trust in him because I knew he could do it. And I wanted him to see that he could do it as well. And I think it took a couple years, but he was leading client meetings, doing tax planning and advisory work. And it came to a point where people wanted to talk to Locke. Like they said, hey, I want a meeting with Locke, right? And that's what me as a firm owner could really hope for in any of my employees, is that instead of clients wanting to talk to me, I want them to talk to my employees, because I want them to know that my employees are just as capable as me, if not even better than me. And Locke definitely proved himself. There was a time where I was out for like 2 or 3 weeks because I had a medical condition, like I had gout, and I couldn't really go into the office because of that. And he handled the firm. He took care of the firm. Without him, I don't know what I would do. But he definitely took care of the firm during that time when I was out of the office. And he really took on this leadership role, because even after I sold Alpha B Group, he stayed with the firm and he started managing people. He's had a whole team that he was managing as well. And this shows the transformation that he had, coming from super shy, not confident when it came to taxes in general, to working up the courage to talk to clients in meetings, and then all of a sudden leading meetings on his own, giving advice, and clients wanting to talk to Locke. Then to managing a whole team on his own, and he became the go-to person where anyone had any tax questions on the team, they would go to Locke. And now he's doing bigger things now. So before working with Alpha B Group, he was doing mainly individual taxes, but he did want to get into business taxes. And after he left Alpha B Group, he is now doing startup taxes. So he's doing business taxes for a bunch of startups, which is super great, because he's a tax manager now with a bunch of clients that are business owners and startups and funded VC businesses. So he's moved up from going from individual taxes to startup business taxes. And with all my employees, I made this promise to them, is that, hey, if you ever wanted to leave Alpha B Group, leave this firm, I want you to know that you're leaving with way more knowledge, way more experience, and a firm, or me, like the manager, is setting you up for success on your next move, right? So that was the promise that I wanted to give to him. And I really felt like I delivered on that promise, because he really stepped up from the time he walked into the door to the time that he actually left Alpha B Group. He made a big transformation. And then he made another transformation after Alpha B Group by stepping into the role of doing startup business taxes. So with Locke, this is why he's so special, because he was truly the one that probably transformed the most under Alpha B Group and under my leadership, because I knew that he could do it. I saw so much potential in him, and I just wanted him to see the potential in himself. And the only way to do that was to throw him in the fire, was to just say, hey, you do this meeting. I don't care what you say. You're going to do it no matter what. And we're going to learn through it together.
Every week inside Level Up Quest, tax professionals are learning strategies, practicing client conversations, and leveling up together. If you're ready to move beyond tax preparation and into tax advisory, schedule a call to learn more.